Ladies and gentlemen, we find ourselves located at Valley City. This is a request from a user. We are at the Valley City Flight Club, and we are going to fly around Valley City and then head up to Lorain and Elyria. These are all user requests. These are areas that I'm not super familiar with, so I apologize in advance. Hopefully you'll see things that you'd like to see, but I can't guarantee it. Let's get the heck out of here. All right, Shock Ultra ready to take off. And already we're experiencing bad frame rates. Turn our footy pedals off and launch. I have no idea where this airport is, actually. It's obviously a grass strip. Don't blink or you'll miss it, you know? I mean, it's like, whoa, we're already off the ground. That is a little airport. Wow, wow, wow. So I'm going to see if I can get myself oriented here. We are flying which direction? South. So let's just kind of poke around here and see what we see. I want to try and find the main road for Valley City. Now, once again, we're outside of the photogrammetry, so it's not going to look exactly like Valley City looks, unfortunately. Valley City has a big sawmill, several restaurants. It's actually a pretty cute little town. Let's see where we're headed here. Okay, we're headed back south west, or east, I mean. West. I'm looking for Columbia Road right now. Actually, we're headed northeast. So Valley City is going to be anywhere. It's going to be this way. It's hard to tell, though. We don't really have any major roads, but that could be Valley City off to our right there. So let's go ahead and see if we can't find it here. I don't know if I'd ever be able to find that airport again aside from using GPS. That is a really small airport. Here. I think this is Valley City here up on our left. Once I get turned around here, we'll fly into position and see it. Yeah, because that's going to be the Columbia River. Obviously the neighborhoods surrounding Valley City. And Columbia Road, or West River maybe. I think they call that West River. Okay, throttle off, flaps down, slow it down, go into billboard mode, flying billboard. Yeah, that is going to be. Wait a minute, what route? Is it? See, I can't remember what road it is. So this is not this building. This is actually a sawmill here in this area. And then these are all restaurants and stuff. And there's a little parking lot with a train. But this is downtown Valley City right here. Is it the West River? I can't think of what the name of this road is, though. That's Columbia there. Is this 303 or 306? I think if you take... I think this is 303 and this goes up. If you head that way, that's Brunswick up there. My son works back in this industrial park, I think. Yeah, this is not at all what this area looks like. This is a Speedway gas station here. That's not at all what that looks like. And there's a welcome sign. I don't know what they were trying to accomplish here, but that's Speedway. The convenience stores of Speedway. Yeah, so this looks nothing like Valley City. Sorry, guys. That is it, though. Don't blink because you'll miss it. It is a very small town. And, yeah, on the banks of the West River, the Columbia West or whatever. So we're going to follow, let's see, Columbia Road a little bit. But I want to also, gosh, there is an area out here I wanted to show you. So let me see if I can find it. It's not marked on the map, so it's kind of guesswork. But if I have Columbia, that's half the battle. So we're going to fly back this way. There's Columbia Road. I'm trying to find Earhart Road, and we're going to pretty quickly be in where I'm looking for. Where I'm taking us right now is a little airfield that is not marked any longer as an airfield. It is used for RC airplanes, and this is where I go to fly occasionally. Now, I haven't been out there in a year or two, so don't go out there expecting to see me, but once in a while I will go fly here if I'm flying something bigger. Now they have a grass runway, so it doesn't work well for the little airplanes, but they also have a really nice hobby shop, and it's called the Hobby Hangar. And it is worth a trip out if you're looking for a good RC shop and you don't have anything, you're in Cleveland or Lorain, Elyria, and there's no hobby store and you can't find anywhere to buy airplanes. Though I think, believe it or not, Strongsville Hobby is still out in Elyria. So, and he sells airplanes. That guy's kind of weird, though. But anyway, this used to be called Herb's Hobby Hangar, but now it's just called a Hobby Hangar. Because Herb, I don't know if he passed away or if he just got too... He was in his 80s last time I saw him and was not, like, super healthy. He was a really nice guy, though, but he just, you know, was running out of steam. All right, so it's over here somewhere. Let me see if I can find this, and I'll be back. And I have found it. It took me a little while to find it. I have to look for Earhart Road and also... Oh, I forget what the main road is, but there it is. Okay, so off to our right, you'll see a curving driveway. I don't know if you can see the mouse. That is the house, and then that's the hobby hangar right there, and this is the airfield right there. Guys fly both over this field and this field, but this is the actual runway right here. We're going to land on the runway. But this is Herb's Hobby Hangar, and this is a real place, or just hobby hangar. That is not a house. It's actually an airplane hangar and a hobby shop. They've got it wrong here. And that's where the owner lives. So we are out. So look it up, Hobby Hangar. It is once again in, I guess it's probably considered Valley City, but it might also be considered, I don't know, like Grafton. So we're going to land on the runway here at Herb's Hobby Hangar. It's kind of cool. And then we'll head on up to Elyria and Lorain for the rest of our tour, because this is the road that we kind of follow anyway, outside of his house. So we'll do a nice touch and go. And there is the Hobby Hangar straight ahead. Cutting back on throttle. And they keep it nice and trim there so that you can land your RC airplanes. But it is grass, so you still need to have a fairly large RC airplane to land and take off there, or it has to have big foamy wheels. Occasionally, I have seen airplanes land at this field before. It's rare, but I did see a Piper Cub land here once, and also an ultralight. But we're on the runway here, and it's got an extension in the back. In-game, it's not super well modeled, but there's the hangar off to our left there, and that cement pad that you see there with all those trees around it is actually a picnic table area. It has it's a roof, has a roof in there, and people come in and have picnics here, and they also set up their airplanes there. They have a couple stands where you can put your airplanes and get them fueled up and ready to fly if you're flying gas. So it's a really nice place. It's a great place to go flying RC airplanes. It's kind of away from everything, and it's about 15 or 20 minutes from where I live. But I also buy my RC airplanes there from them now instead of ordering them online. I try to support local hobby stores, so pretty much everything I buy is from there. All right, so let's get going. We're going to fly up to Lorain. I'm looking for Island Road. I think that this is it off to the left. And already, because I landed, the game is starting to stutter. Love that. Thank you, Microsoft, for that. What's up, Johnny? Good morning. Or good afternoon. Aww. Grommet's loving on John, and John's loving on Grommet. Okay, is this 83? No, this is it. Okay, so I'm going to continue following this. We're following 57 / I think this is 303 here, either 306 or 30. I think 303. And that is our road. And they join together here for a bit, and then we pick up Route 83 north. So we're going to follow this road down here to our left to Route 83. and then swing right and take that up into Elyria. Once again, these are areas that I'm not super duper familiar with. Elyria is about an hour away from my home. I think that's Island Road right there, because these should not come in at an angle. Yeah, that's, yeah, there's Island Road right here. So 83 will be the next main road that we run into, and we'll turn north and follow that. I'm gonna climb up a little bit higher now. Elyria and Lorain fit that typical Ohio town profile. They were big manufacturing towns that kind of lost their industries. But they're up and coming because they're close enough to Cleveland. As Cleveland grows, it kind of is spreading out towards Elyria and Lorain. Lorain especially is on the lake, so that gives it a bit of a boost for its economy. But Elyria is, they're close to Oberlin. They're close to Cedar Point. People are just starting to move out there, and you can get a pretty decent deal on a house. Because they're not the greatest neighborhoods, they're not super expensive to live in. So it's actually not a bad place to live now. It's grown up quite a bit, but once again, it's an area I'm still not super duper familiar with. Grafton is over here somewhere. Well, we should see 57 branch off and head towards Grafton, but I'm not sure exactly where it is. But Grafton also ends up going up into Elyria. I think maybe up in the left there is where Grafton is. So we're going to follow route. That's probably Grafton there, guys, to the left. We'll swing out over that because there's really not a whole lot to see along Route 83 here. And once again, we're out of the photogrammetry, so you're not going to see. You'll see locations that are kind of built up like they really are, but you're not going to see actual buildings. Though I kind of want to go straight because a lot of Elyria happens along this route. So I don't think so, honey. Okay, well you can go see. I mean, if she's not awake, she'll be in there sleeping. If she is awake, ask her if she'll make me a cup of coffee because I'm desperate. Yeah, those roads are not that busy, I'll tell you that much. But yeah, that's Grafton up there. There's a McDonald's, a Sparkle, a train crossing, and people live there. A little piece of Arthur history, and I don't think you'll see it, but I know we've passed this before, I think, in the game. I was in a band for 10 years, and that's where we got the name V-Blue, actually. Volatile Blue was the name of the band, and I was the guitar player, so V-Blue Guitar is where I got my moniker from. I think we're missing a lot. Man. Over to the right on Route 82, which I think it's either we missed it or it's coming up, is a warehouse called Elegant Wood Furniture, and then there's also a party center there. And we used to practice at the warehouse every Friday night. That was our practice location. And so good memories there. Yeah, I feel like that's all Grafton. Man, it's bigger than I thought it was. Anyway, onward. Elyria's directly ahead of us. Okay, here's 82. That's the intersection for 82 right there. I recognize that curve, right? Isn't it? Yeah, and then he was down this way. Maybe. No, you can see cars and stuff though, John. But you don't see people walk. I mean, on the airport grounds you do. Maybe that wasn't. I don't know. I'm kind of lost right now. I think because we don't have the buildings as landmarks anymore, we just have ground textures. I'm having difficulty distinguishing what is what. Plus, I haven't been out here in a good probably 4 or 5 years. So as you know, as the city grows, things change and get added, and so I don't know. That might be, you know what? I think this is Route 82 here. Sorry guys, this is 82. Yep, that's it. But that begs the question then, where are we? We should be seeing the Elyria Mall coming up here soon. Oberlin's off to our left. The greater Cleveland area is off to our right. Strongsville. I think I wanted to go this way, guys. I'm missing it. This is forget 83 doesn't go to Lorain. 83 goes to North Ridgeville. I'm following the wrong road. So we're gonna head this way. Elyria is gonna be over here. Sorry, guys. I forgot we need to file 57, which is why Grafton made sense. Like I think this is North Ridgeville here to the right. Yep, because there's the Avon Tower right there. That's Avon Lake. That's the electric mill, or electric plant mill. So yeah, we're going to come in from the other side to Elyria. That's okay, though, because we're going to pick up Route 20. That is Route 20 right there, 1020, and or 2010, or whatever they call it. And so we're going to follow that, and that'll take us to Elyria also. Just a different way of getting there. We bypass Grafton. Sorry, folks. Once again, this is an area that I go to Elyria occasionally for work or Lorain, but it's rare. Like, I don't get up here very often at all. Yeah, that's going to be Butternut Ridge right there. That's the Grafton exit. Okay, so now we're over 20. And I think we're coming into Elyria on the right here. Yep. So there we go. I think this is the shopping plaza that I was thinking about. Yep, that's it. Okay, and here's, okay. All right, so here's the neighborhoods in Elyria to the right. Once again, unfortunately, we don't have photogrammetry, so they're just generic scenery buildings. But that's the shopping plaza there to the right. This is where Strongsville Hobby is. That's what I was talking about. It's back over here. The last time I was there, though, I don't know, maybe it's changed. But the guy was really weird. The guy that was running it. He was like all sketchy and stuff. Like, I went into the store and he wasn't there. Like, the store was locked. It was the middle of the afternoon, like when they were supposed to be open. And the guy was like, he came in and he was just sketched out. Like, you know, like, you can tell when someone's doing drugs, right? And I don't know, maybe the guy, this is starting rumors, like this is a bad thing. But he was sketched out. I was like, this guy's like squirrely. Like he wouldn't look directly at me when I was talking to him. He kept looking off to the side like he was hiding something. And he was real nervous, kept like putting his hands in his pockets and taking them out. Maybe he just had some like disability or something, but it was unnerving. I was like, I don't want to shop here, actually. Thanks, have a good day. And I went elsewhere. But that was before Herb was carrying like the latest and the greatest. So I'd much rather go to Herb's just because it's close. So I don't know, maybe that's changed. If you've been to Strongsville Hobby and, you know, you've had a good experience, then awesome. I hope they're doing well. And he told me something about like he also had taken it over from his dad. And I'm like, well, it's in Elyria. Why do you call it Strongsville Hobby? And he's like, well, we were in Strongsville and then we had to fight with Hobbytown USA, like for whatever, you know, market share or whatever. And so we just decided it would be better to move. But we kept Strongsville Hobby name because that's what it was originally called. And I'm like, well, that's kind of weird, but okay. So Strongsville Hobby is in Elyria. Maybe they've changed that now. Once again, it's been years since I've been there. So maybe the guy's okay now. And anyway, it was just weird. All right, so we are back into photogrammetry. So if you are from Elyria this should make you happy. We actually have the real buildings and structures that are in downtown Elyria, Ohio, and we're going to fly over the downtown area. I think, once again, I'm doing my best to find it. This is all the commercial area here. Somewhere here we should also have a huge steel mill. And then Lorain will be to our north, but this is, I believe, the downtown area. The train tracks will definitely lead us to the steel mill. But we'll start slowing down a little bit. That might actually be the mill right there to our left. That looks like a steel plant, doesn't it? It's huge, though. It like goes on forever, so these could be different kinds of steel buildings. You can see the stacks of stuff. Close my door, John. I gotta grab this, guys. Hold on. We're gonna pause for just 1 second. Resume. All right, so we have, yeah, downtown Elyria floating by below us. Once again, I can't tell you much about it. I just don't. I've been there a couple times for weddings. I've been there for, I went to the First Merit there for work. There's obviously a road that they have not bricked or paved. They got a brick road down there. That's cool. You see those occasionally in northeastern Ohio. Even Medina still has a couple. For some reason, we get emotionally attached to those, and they seem to want to keep them, so... I don't know what any of these buildings are aside from we are over downtown. That looks like a church or maybe a library. Over on our left is the main center of town. We'll fly a big loop around so you can see all the buildings. Hopefully you guys see stuff that you recognize. Once again, this is the level that we're at now, that we're no longer in areas that I know. I can only show you what's here and say, yeah, that might be something. One thing that made me mad, and of course, you know, there's nothing we can do about it, but Microsoft chose Bing for their photogrammetry or whatever you call it. And Bing is Microsoft's product. For those of you that don't know, Microsoft for years has been desperately trying, for whatever reason, to compete with Bing. Maybe because, you know, if people do a search on the website, they get money or whatever. I don't know. I don't know how all that works. I'm sure it's marketing and all that stuff. But anyway, Microsoft has been in, you know, competition with Google with their Bing product. And just like everything in Microsoft, it's just not as good as Google. So Google is, you know, rocking it with their photogrammetry, and it looks great. It looks, you know, realistic, and the buildings are real high detail, and everything out of Google looks excellent. And then you come here and see what Bing does, and Bing looks like paper mache. And from what I understand, you know, if they would have used Google, they would have had a much better looking product for their photogrammetry. It wouldn't be all paper mache looking like it is now. But, you know, Microsoft will, you know, refuses to use somebody else's product. They want to, you know, kind of boost their own technology. So instead we get sort of crappy looking photogrammetry. I hope at some point somebody finds a way to mod in Google's photogrammetry and get rid of the Microsoft one, because that would be really cool. Once again, Google it. Even in the saying, like, we don't bother saying Bing, go Bing it, man. Google what I'm talking about. But if you look up Google's photogrammetry and then you see a side-by-side comparison, the Google stuff looks way, way better. It looks like the scenery art that we're getting. Like, if you go look at the Orbix London City Pack, that's what the Google one looks like. It's like real 3D high texture stuff. It's not this, like, what the frick happened to the porches on this building? That kind of stuff doesn't really happen as much with the Google one. And that, this kind of mess like that, they're more detailed. But then again, that might come at a major cost to performance. So I don't know. Look at that cool building over there. Some neat buildings in this area. Good old northeastern Ohio. It's worn down but beautiful. Look at all these shops. That's really cool to see all these shops going along here. Was that my iPad, John? Or was that your? Did you guys have? It was your. Is your phone in here? Double check because my iPad's not set up for my messages. What? Huh. What about the kid's phone? Oh, okay. So we're just going to cook around here a little bit, and then we're going to head on up to Lorain. I'm going to have to find my way up there because I don't really know. If I followed the main route, I could get there, but right now I don't know where the main route is. We're heading west, southwest, maybe. I've been on this road before. This looks all looks familiar. It goes down under. Yep, under the train bridge. Yep, I've been on this road. I've seen trains go over. There's a train park right there. Look at that. So that was Elyria. That's pretty cool, actually. You know what? It looks pretty good, honestly. That is what Elyria looks like. So kind of neat that we actually have the real buildings. And once again, I thought we had a real limited amount of photogrammetry cities, but it seems as I'm flying around, anything with a certain population size or over actually has the real buildings. So, you know, Elyria is no exception. We have built the real buildings there, and that's pretty neat. So hopefully you saw what you were looking for if you were from Elyria. Let's go ahead and head up to Lorain, which is straight ahead of us. And I'll keep you with me because we will see some other interesting sights as we head there, I think. This is probably... That's the main road right there. 57, and I don't know what route this is. 60 or 58, maybe? That might be 58. My phone's over here, honey. It can't be my phone. Well, I'll check it in a minute. It's fine. I don't remember what this what mall this is. Oh, there's the toll gate for... Okay, so that's the turnpike there. That's the toll gate. I'm not sure what shopping plaza this is. I apologize. I just don't know. I know I've been here before, but I'm not sure what the roads... Like I said, I just don't know this area well enough to know what roads are what. Just flying over this to see... Oh! Okay, my friend Tom got... I can't remember the name of this mall. It's like Elyria Mall or Lorain Mall. My friend got married in one of these. He got married here. He had his reception in one of these buildings here at the mall because it's kind of... The mall's... I don't want to say it's abandoned. It does have some people there, but it's not... It's kind of like all these malls in Ohio. They're kind of just dying out. But this was Of course, this was 20 years ago, and it was like that. But he had his wedding there. He was at the hotel across the street, and then we had the reception there somehow. I don't remember exactly what the details were. This is going to be 90 or 2, probably 2. And that's going to be 58 below us there. It's yeah, okay, so this is 58. And 58 goes right up to Lorain, so we're on the trail there. We're on the right road. I hope. Once again, terrible frame rate, sorry. Now, there's a lot of industry around here. I know that we have, obviously this place is like a gravel and maybe it's a cement factory. But you can see piles of materials in the back. And the city of Lorain is off to our left. We're going to swing in this way, though, because there's this big, whatever this is. I think this is a steel mill up ahead of us. What is all that? There's a school. So once again, I apologize. Wow, we are really, the frame rates are just nasty now. Welcome to the flight sim experience. Starts out smooth as silk and turns to crap. All right, so this is all part of Lorain here, and I don't. Once again, if I'm unfamiliar with Elyria, I'm even less familiar with Lorain. It's kind of just a crapshoot right now. We are going to guesstimate at what we're seeing, but obviously this is a major steel mill. Look at all the train lines going in there. Those are going to be bringing ore from Cleveland. Also around here somewhere is a Ford factory, and I don't know exactly where that is. But we'll fly here over whatever the steel mill is, and then Lorain downtown will be on the other side. But a lot of workers obviously live here. Interestingly, Elyria, Lorain, it's a very Puerto Rican community. It's kind of neat that we have like a huge Puerto Rican population here. All right, John, head on out, bud. Too much noise, kid. Okay, go on, play out. Take him in your room. He's wrestling on the bed with the dog. Like, dude, it's cute and stuff, but yeah. So it's funny because a lot of them work at the steel mills and stuff. So it's kind of neat. Like it's become like a really big thing. Like they've moved to Elyria. It was cool. One of the guys I worked with this weekend was at the wedding. Is the photographer. He's from Elyria, and he's Puerto Rican. He's like, guess what nationality I am? And it was really hard to tell. Like, he had an accent, but it was a very light accent because he's obviously been in the States for a long time. And he kept like, like nope. I thought he was Libyan. He's like, or not Libyan, Lebanese, and he was like, nope. But he's like, all right, guys, I'm Puerto Rican. I was like, oh, he did not look Puerto Rican at all. But anyway, so there's a giant steel facility here in Lorain. I don't know if it's still active, but I think the last time I saw it was, but it may not be anymore, unfortunately. But what a huge, like these are bigger than the steel mills out in Cleveland. It's kind of crazy how huge this facility is. And I like the way they built it like a giant assembly line. Like it's like they start down on this end and slowly work the product this way. And then you can see up ahead on the right, there's downtown Lorain. And we'll fly over that. This is just a monstrosity. This huge freaking steel mill, man. You see big steel mills in England, but I think even there you don't see anything like this. Like they make a lot of steel over there, or did. And then you can see up here, we're getting into the blast furnace area where they burn everything out. That's the blast furnace right there. That's really cool. And then the people live right across the street. I can't imagine that's healthy. If the wind's blowing down over the neighborhood, man, you got to be breathing that stuff 24/7. That cannot be good to live in those houses. I'm sure the property values are not super high. And the industry that goes around it just goes on forever. We still have more on the left, pieces of the industry. And we're still in photogrammetry, so that's pretty cool that we have all this these are the actual buildings that are there. Once again, if you're from this area, hopefully you'll recognize something. There's a church or something there. Oh gosh, the frame rates are killing me. Look at that. That's so cool. And up here on the left we have downtown Elyria. My friend, the guy that we used to practice at, he passed away last year, or 2 years ago, and I went to the funeral here. It was actually really nice to see my friends again. Sad occasion, but the funeral was here in town. This is the nearest funeral home to where they live, or decent sized funeral home. But Lorain goes all the way up to the lake. Obviously, with the steel mill, you have this huge area here where the boats drop off ore. I think they also drop off coke, which is like what they use to burn off the to burn the steel or to cook the steel. It's like, it's like what do you call it? It's coal basically, but like powdered. More industry there, but you can see the big piles here of the probably iron ore and coke, and then other products that they use to make the steel. Now there's a boat dock. Looks like a public boat dock right there. And over this side of the bridge, not sure what all these buildings are, but look like people live here. And it's funny, you get up by the lake and it's all like, you wouldn't even know the industry's there. It's like a yacht, like a yacht club. Not a yacht, like a yacht club. It's like a yacht. This city, it's built like a yacht. It's like a yacht club is what I meant to say. It's like all rich people along the lake, It's typical of Ohio. The neighborhoods the rest of us can't afford. Must be nice living on the lake. Of course, they get a lot of bugs and stuff. I don't know. The mayflies and the midges and like all the bug infestations that come into the lake every year. It's pretty gross, and it's not nice having bugs fly up your nose when you come out of your house. So you kind of get that there. Once again, downtown Lorain is not exactly a hopping place. Not a bad town though. It's just, over on the right we have like all the nice places like the yachts and yacht parking, yacht club, boat parking. And then on the left we have the city and the hospital. I think I can't even tell what's what. I just don't, once again, I don't know it well enough. I think this is the hospital here. Wow, is that really low detail? It's like really high detail, low detail crap. This is we're flying over the main bridge, which is also a really nice kind of like detailed bridge. And there's, I think this is this the Antlers building or something like that? Like it's kind of like just WZLE, the Christian radio station, was based out of that building, I think. Or it's either that building or this one, but it's one of those two buildings. And then we're back into more industry. And it's the port of Lorain. Pretty cool stuff, guys. So that is Lorain, nice little town. Once again, I think the town itself is kind of rough, if I'm not mistaken. Like, it's not like the greatest area to be caught in, but it's it is what it is. That's Northeast Ohio. It's kind of a rough area. But a lot of it also is nice. I'm just going to fly this way because I don't know what is here. Just got some beaches going on. Coast Guard station or lighthouse possibly. I think we're about to have an emergency landing here. To end the video, let's pick a spot to land. Where should I land, John? On the railroad? Should I land on the bridge? I'm gonna land on the bridge. Look at that bridge. We gotta land on that bridge, John. See the bridge up there? There it is. We're gonna land next to the Antlers building. Yeah. What do you think? Think we can make that?
Yeah. It looks long enough.
It's long enough. This airplane doesn't take much runway. It's more the cars I'm afraid of, but we're gonna have to run people over. Look out! Emergency landing!
Do they call it blow up?
No, they don't. They don't even really know that you're there.
Do they go through you?
Don't touch the building with your wing. Yeah. Okay, look out, truck. Look out, truck. Okay, stay on the bridge. Stay on the bridge. Stay on the bridge. Don't go in the lake. Okay. That was a nice short landing. Let's see where we ended up. Oh, yeah. Perfect landing. Textbook. That's the nice thing about these. That's the thing with the Ultra. It really has that. It has that short landing capability.
That looks so bad.
The graphics look bad. Yeah, it's the photogrammetry. Yeah. Anyway, all right, guys. So hopefully you enjoyed this flight around Lorain as we land on the Lorain Bridge, and visited Elyria and also Valley City. Have a great night, guys. Be sure to subscribe. Thumbs up always help. And we'll see you next time on Flight Sim 2020. Have a great night. Bye.